I thought my last video would be the last I ever posted. I actually spent half a day doing it and putting it up, and within moments took it down because I didn't really think most of the world really cared. They're being so sucked into the drama. And what I had been writing about and journaling about for 18 years before I finally was asked to get my book out, The Awakening Ones, was this time in history that's playing out right now. And the book was about an urgent call for all of us to stay grounded. And it goes through a whole storyline of basically what is going on the planet right now. I did edit a lot of it out because I thought it was too dramatic or too unbelievable, only to find what I had taken out, which I still have copies of, was actually what has transpired. Now, the important part right now is not getting sucked into the drama. It's so easy to do. If we can just look at this as a theater of life, we've got this monstrous screen that's 360 degrees, it feels like, and it's playing out, and we're sitting in the audience, and how often we get sucked into it. Even those of us that have been through the dark night of the soul many times and then had huge transformational awarenesses. It's easy in this time with the density of energy to get sucked back in to that production instead of just sitting in the audience in non-duality, in non-judgment, watching it unfold. And remembering that we came as light. So sound and light vibration are the most important things on the planet today. And the interesting thing was that yesterday I spent hours with some dear soul sisters of the light, and half of the table when we were at the outdoor restaurant was talking one subject and the other was talking another. Now, I didn't realize this until the person on the left of me said, "I'm glad I'm part of this conversation," and didn't get sucked into that. But I feel my ears keep perking up because what that other conversation has done to me is make me so depressed and anxious. So it was interesting that several of us on our side of the table were speaking about sound vibration and light. And for me, it's diamond light. It's a golden light. It's bringing in a pink ray or a green ray or the blue ray or the violet ray. And all of this encompassing it in the world as we walk, and every step and every breath. So we can, in that space, have compassion for others going through things that we know are difficult because either we've been there or we can read the pulse of the planet. So why I changed my mind about actually doing another video was I was sent 3 links this morning after my conversations yesterday, and then one early this morning about staying in the light, not going into duality, by opening my divine heart and bringing all aspects of the self, all these unhealed aspects that are out in the world as being an empath, and also knowing ultimately it's all the self. So when I got these links, of course, that piqued my curiosity because anytime I get things in 3s, I'm kind of like, I better look at this. So I will add the link. But the gentleman was talking about October, and it was the very things we spoke about yesterday. And one of my friends that sent me the link also said, "This is what you've been talking about for a really long time." But she said, "I realized on the 1st of October, you really increased that dialogue about not getting sucked into the drama, not taking sides, being aware of what's going on." But it's just truly that movie screen in the theater that we're watching, pretending it's real. getting sucked into that illusion. So it's standing in truth or standing in illusion, or more like being sucked into illusion. So that's when we have to be really careful, because then we're not all aligned in our chakras, right? We're not completely lined up, grounded in the earth and grounded in our divine essence of everything that we are, heaven and earth, so to speak. It's throwing us off. So it was a great reminder to have the conversations yesterday. Yes, I don't need to go into this other drama. I can be aware of it. I can watch it. I can have a little bit of dialogue, but only give maybe the most neutral perspective that actually helps someone, instead of bringing them back deeper into their fears. Another thing that he mentioned that really hit home for me is about 10 years ago, when I was going through a really horrendous divorce. It was how I looked at my life and all this, what I had, and saying, I have to crash this all down. That is the only way. And maybe you've heard me before. Oh, I think that's the video I pulled down. But saying, when I was in early 90s and working with the school system in Oregon, and working with the Oregonian in Portland, and how I realized how completely corrupt the media was, and the newspapers were, and the school system. I remember saying, this is like the phoenix. The structures are so rotted, it all has to burn to the ground to start over. But that's not true. That's what I had done with my life. This belief that it cannot be repaired, like a bridge can't be repaired, that it has to be completely burnt down. So we don't have to start from ground zero. We have amazing information. We are already light beings that came here to help uplift the planet. We are guides, or you wouldn't even be seeing this. And it's just that remembering not to get sucked into duality, not to get sucked in the lies, only to stand in truth. And that's with a capital T. The divine heart, the power of who we are. And I won't say much more about this, because I know, it's either on deaf ears or this. So this is just a trigger to remember. Every time you catch yourself maybe wanting to jump in a conversation with your opinion, say about a political situation or what's really going on or whatever, stand in love and hold both sides, and even your view as just this neutral thing where you can offer light, that you can transmute that dialogue to something that consists of light. Because that's who we are. They say the earth started with the word. The word was sound. It was a sound vibration. So I work with some of the crystals that we have on our site from Ascension Angels. Like, take those beautiful crystals and I use a tuning fork on them. And it just helps to ground and raise the consciousness. I use the wisdom oils to really be conscious of what I'm doing in the moment. So every ritual really helps instill a sense of groundedness within the divine heart and soul, within the soul itself, that is really, what's the word? I don't know, awakening in so many, that we are connecting with all aspects of who we truly are. I will leave you a link to a gentleman that I think did a wonderful job on what's going on in October, and let you really listen to that, because it's really important. So I send you love. I send you blessings. And I would love you to support me with my book, The Awakening Ones. It was a journey that was quite passionate. It was a journey of remembering, and it was a journey of what needs to be happening right now to ascend into much higher dimensions of who we really are and not get left behind in the chaos. All right. Have a beautiful day. Much love.